E aí pessoal, tudo bem com vocês? Espero que sim. Sejam bem-vindos ao canal Barba Negra Games. Hoje vamos continuar nessa obra-prima Alan Wake 2, nossa querida gameplay. Hoje a parte 7, do exato ponto que paramos no último vídeo. Cadê? Beleza. O que temos aqui? Podemos ou não podemos? Aparentemente não. Aqui temos o limbo. Essa eu vou pro escuro total. E eu não gosto do escuro total, então vamos pra lá. Ixi. Voltei. Beleza. A única opção que temos aí por aqui. Espero que nesse capítulo conseguimos finalmente sair desse metrô. Cara, falar pra você. Alguém tá louco. Direita. Ué, voltamos pro mesmo lugar? Não foi? Foi. Voltamos para o mesmo local. Pronto. Agora eu fiquei como? Desconfiado. A única opção é usar a luz ali, né? Vamos lá. A gente foi lá por baixo, rodou tudo. E no final das contas voltamos para o mesmo local. É isso mesmo, dá pra usar aqui agora. Vamos lá.
The new story beat fit the story perfectly. I was making my way deeper into the story.
O que mudou aqui? Ali, ó. Hein?
I could imagine this murder cult performing their macabre acts beyond the collapsed tunnel. The cultists laid the Casey novel onto the altar with reverence. Their twisted Bible.
Que loucura. Pessoal, esqueci. Se estiver gostando do conteúdo do jogo, do canal, dá aquela curtida, se você se inscreva, vocês estão ligados que isso aí ajuda bastante a gente. Pera aí. Vamos ver o ritual de invocação. Mané. Corre, menino! Eu quero ver. Ixi! Corre, tu tá amarrado! Ixi, agora? Eita, aperta o F. Vai me pegar! Vou passar ela segura. Meu Deus. Já terminou, Jennifer? Só isso? Vou gravar logo, eu não sou besta.
It was gone. The tunnel was open now. I could get through.
Vamos lá de novo, que a gente é safado, né? Mano, veio uma assombração pesada agora, hein? Tá vindo de novo, ó. E é pesado, ó, as passadas. Corre! Esse episódio tá como? Tenebroso. Vai.
The dark presence.
Presença obscura.
I remembered now. It was always out there, hunting me.
Bom, pelo menos não sair do metrô, né? Ixi, o que é isso aqui agora? Estão pra floresta? Onde o cara morreu? Aparentemente é.
I had found the murder site. Somehow the victim's heart was the key.
Tenho certeza que vai ter algum boss aqui agora.
Something had shifted. I felt an overwhelming closeness to home.
A cega.
An FBI agent?
Who are you?
Who are you?
What is this? Who are you?
She can hear me.
Ah, foi quando eu dei controle a primeira vez lá. Quando tava jogando com a Sega.
This is.
Eu trouxe ele pra praia.
I'm trapped here. The dark place. Under Cauldron Lake.
Cauldron Lake. Who are you?
I'm trying to escape. I'm making progress, but I'm in danger. The dark presence. Help me. Please, help me. I could sense it. I was closer to home. Had the woman in the vision helped me somehow? Something had changed. Outside. Parliament Tower. Where I'd lived with Alice. It was out there. Waiting for me.
Fim da parte. Vamos voltar a jogar com a Saga agora, será? Não, tô com o Wake ainda.
Who was writing who? Who was writing this poem? Me? No.
Só Deus sabe, querido. Mr. Wake. Isso, luz. Sempre siga a luz. Oh, Alex, Casey.
To the murder site, I'd felt it, hanging in the air. A meaning, the violent emotion of the act, like a cloud of wrath. The dead eyes of the victim staring at something you couldn't see, and yet making you aware of it. Something that soaked into this place on a molecular level, overlapping with your...
Voltei de novo pro metrô. Pra cima. Pera aí. Um moment, please. Ali, ó. Ué. Ah, beleza. Vamos pra cá. É. Tu. Nossa, um monte de coisa que eu não vi. Essa porta tenebrosa aqui. É daqui que eu vim? Foi. Cadê a porta na direita? Ah, tem porta ali não, não.
The station had changed. I was closer now.
Aparentemente eu saí do outro lado da estação. Vou dar uma verificada aqui se tem alguma coisa de interessante. Dá pra abrir esse lugar? Não. É o início da estação aqui, não é? O mapa? Quando eu entrei no começo. Vou pausar a luz. O apartamento do não sei o que, torre. Sempre chovendo.
Parliament Tower. Our home in New York. Was I really this close to being home? Going up to our apartment? Would I be home? Or was this just an echo of the real thing?
Cadê a Parliament Tower? É ali, ó.
It brought me one step closer to escape.
Vai lá. Mano, esse é um jogo. Ó que viagem. Quem é esse cara aqui? É um jogo que ele não tem muita ação. Que barulho é esse? Só que ele te prende totalmente pela história. Ah, o telefone que tá tocando. É um estilo de jogo diferente do padrão do convencional.
Maybe he was a victim. The cult, using his words. Or maybe he was the monster behind it all. Either way, Alice Wake, his ex, she knew things. It was there in her art for all to see. A cry for help. The darkness she'd witnessed. And that put her in danger.
Was Alice here? In the story?
Nossa, é de ouro o elevador? Ixi, quando abre assim... Você sempre joga e você sempre quer saber o que vai acontecer no próxima sala, próximo corredor. Os caras fizeram um jogo meio que cinematográfico. Mas boa sacada. Ótima sacada. Ah, não assusta com isso aí mais não, filho. Assombrado. Lá pique filme mesmo, tem as partes e tudo, ó, os capítulos.
Set to go off when the door opens.
Get out!
Ixi.
Alice! Alice!
Cadê a mina?
Alice.
Escolher fotos para cartazes. O que é isso aqui?
This is a photo of Scratch. How did Alice get this? Is he stalking her?
Apartamento grande, hein?
This is the door to my
Trancado.
where I wrote my books. This symbol wasn't here before. Alice's video camera. No memory card inside.
Tem que achar o cartão de memória. Vídeo. Ponto local, lugar obscuro. Aqui. Parte 1.
Alice's memory card.
Procure a Alice.
When I was younger,
Posso sentar não?
photography was everything to me. I moved to New York thinking I'd make it as an artist. And then I met Alan. We had a good thing.
Garanhão.
We were both dedicated by our creative ambitions. The only difference was that Alan's work made money. He brought me work when he could. I took his promo shots, created covers for his books.
Um ajudando o outro, tá certo.
I'm sure he forced his publisher into it. I was taking photos, just not my photos. And that gnawed at me. Things got complicated sometimes, but that's life, right? We loved each other. Then Alan hit a block. It brought out a meaner side of him. One I didn't like. I set up a trip to see a doctor in Washington. I didn't tell him until we got there. We argued. Things went wrong. And he was just years ago, I started hearing noises in the night. Typewriter keys clacking. Voices. Alan was back. Haunting me.
A luz dela piscando lá atrás.
Then it got violent. It was Alan. And yet, it was a monster. He always did have anger in him. I set up cameras around the apartment with motion sensors and flashes. Now, when the monster comes, I turn it into art. My nightmares caught on film. And this is the focus of my new exhibition. To show people the world is so much darker than they ever knew. I'm calling this exhibit The Dark Place.
Alice. Scratch was terrorizing her. Why?
Mina ganha dinheiro com os fantasmas. É bichona mesmo, hein?
I sat in the writer's room and wrote a story. Initiation. To project myself through the dark place, to look for a way out. The story had brought me here, brought me nowhere. Looped me back. I was writing the story. And in the story, I now stepped into the writer's room. But there was no one here writing.
Mortinho da Silva. Só que vivo. Retorne. O quê? Pode para onde? Fim de parte. Voltamos com a Saga.
Okay, let's recap what you've told us so far, Ellen. For the past 13 years, you've been trapped in a nightmare dimension called the Dark Place.
Yeah.
It's like New York, but it's not New York. And can be reached from the bottom of Cauldron Lake, but it's not really under the lake. And after all this time, you've managed to get out.
Yeah.
But so has your evil doppelganger. Mr. Scratch? Or is it the Dark Presence?
Both. It's interchangeable. He's Scratch when he looks like me, but he can change into this other form.
And Scratch, the Dark Presence, wants to rewrite the world in his own image.
Which would be in your image, as he looks just like you.
And turn the world into a fucking nightmare.
During Deerfest, which is scheduled to take place in a couple of days. You got out of the Dark Place by writing a novel, the pages we've been finding. But your double edited it into a horror story that's now changing reality, taking over people,
Yeah.
making them crazy, bringing the dark place to Bright Falls.
Yes, fiction coming in contact with the dark place can change reality. The story is coming true, soaking into everything like darkness when night falls. But last time
This will be back in 2010.
Yes, last time it didn't happen all at once. The story came true bit by bit as it unfolded. And that dark presence was still bound to the lake. I stopped it before it got the ending it wanted. Before it broke free. Based on that, there's still time.
Which brings us to your magical light switch.
The clicker. Magical doesn't quite cover it. Scratch wants it to bring about his ending. That can't happen. If I can get the clicker, I can send him back to the dark place, make all this shit go away. Look, I know it's batshit crazy. My memory is full of holes, and I'm not sure how much I can trust. It's like a half-forgotten dream.
É o servo de oi nele. O policial sempre bebe café sincronizado, né? É um tipo de esporte. Mr. Wake.
Alan, we've seen our share of batshit crazy in the past 24 hours. What I want to know is, why am I? Why are we written into the story?
I think I saw you. Or a vision of you in the dark place. I think you helped me reach out and escape somehow. With that in the story, Scratch would have edited it to get to you. To hurt you. We are all in danger.
E vamos assumir a Sega? Sim. Top.
It's insane. And there's so much of it. Have you ever heard of the cult of the tree?
Creepy bunch. In the habit of wearing deer masks, performing murder rituals, victims turning into monsters possessed by darkness, possibly inspired by a horror story written by a certain author. Ring any bells?
The cult. Yes. Yes. They have the clicker.
If the cult has the clicker, does that make them Scratch's followers? How are you so certain they even have the clicker?
They could be working for Scratch. I don't remember. It's all confused.
Alan, if I'm gonna act on this information, you need to be honest with me.
Yeah, of course.
Is he confused? Or is he hiding something?
Vamos para o perfil do Alan.
Wake said the cult has the clicker. How does he know?
The writer is the reader. The next chapter, the next chapter, the next chapter. Keep the pages safe, the dark shining of the words.
Wake is hiding pages. That's how he knows the cult has the clicker. Wake has a double. Mr. Scratch. Where is he now?
A cloud of wrath wears my face. The dark place in your place. Scratching out my body of work.
Scratch is here. In Washington. He's hunting Wake. Scratch looks just like Wake. Why?
Don't wake up the dreamer if your life is a dream. I swam to the shore, but the water is rising.
Wake and Scratch are clearly connected. Maybe Scratch got out because Wake did. Or vice versa. Okay. Mr. Wake, I know you have more pages of the manuscript on you.
You don't understand how vital these pages are. They're the only way I can know what's coming.
You're not the only one trying to solve this. This is our job.
Okay. Here. Now, this is all I have. Be careful with them. Inside the trailer, at the outskirts of Watery, Saga had seen Wake's fabled clicker for the first time, in the hands of the Cult of the Tree. A cultist stared at her. She drew her weapon.
Beleza, vamos lá. Olha, eu não consigo evoluir a... Agora que eu lembrei as armas da saga, não? Cadê a mesa de evolução? Tem um 17. A pistolinha. Mais balas. Outro tiro na cabeça. Esse.
Saga was sure she had hit the Taken in the head, but had not even slowed the monster down. She took aim and fired again. Another headshot. This time, the Taken staggered.
Legal, até quando evoluir a arma tem uma historiazinha. Cadê? Ali.
Wake just gave us a lot of information. But this clicker seems like a good place to start. If we find that, then we find the cult.
Ah, pera aí. Ali, ó.
Huh. The Cult of the Tree has the clicker Wake told me about. They're a part of all this. The pages we've been finding are from a horror story called Return, written by Alan Wake. And the contents of this book are coming true. Why couldn't it have been a romance?
É, as coisas não são fáceis, querida. Nossa, tanto de coisa pra colocar. Calma, muita pressa.
That's not right.
O clique tem que ser... Cadê? Aqui. E... Não vai ser, né?
Think, Saga.
Acho que é aqui. Não? E no último? Não. É aqui. Isso. Bruxa, é. Daqui a pouco vai ter mais parede pra colocar as informações. Ué, não é aqui aonde?
Doesn't look right.
Antigas. Antigas não sei do que. Vai aqui. Vai aqui. Bem, não. Então isso aqui é pra depois, né? Aparentemente sim.
Doesn't make sense.
Cantigas. Bonecos. Beleza, não tem, não tem. Agora, dirige até o Outerray.
It's all on the page. The clicker, the cult. Okay, I'll head to Watery and find this trailer. Casey, you stay here and keep an eye on Mr. Wake.
Got it.
No, you need me there.
No dice, pal. This is an FBI investigation, and I don't see a badge on that flannel.
A partir de agora, você pode alternar entre as histórias de Alan e Saga, pelo balde na sala de descanso do faxineiro. Fique à vontade para jogar na hora que quiser. Beleza. Cadê o balde? Ali, ó. Para manual. E para a realidade do Alan Wake.
I was back. I wasn't able to escape. A dark presence had stopped me. I had seen the title page of another manuscript. Return.
Aqui eu volto pra Saga, será?
Draft of initiation to reach Parliament Tower using another murder site. Scratch was reaching out from the dark place to get Alice. She was out, but still in danger.
Não, continuando a história.
Welcome. Our guest tonight is Alan Wake. This time he wanted to do something.
I was back.
Voltamos de novo pra cá.
I knew how this worked now. I could take control, no more surprises.
What demons he wrestles with
Tem a pistola.
in the dark hours of the night.
É equipa a pistola, filho. É poucas.
We have created something special. The song is called Herald of Darkness. And I'd like to call this next segment the story of
Que alterna a realidade.
the music. Just do what we always do. We chat, but instead of talking,
It could not be opened on this side.
hang it.
Ué, não posso sair? Ah, tem que entrar na TV. E aqui, não posso mexer em nada? Agora eu posso. Bom, pessoal, vou encerrando esse vídeo por aqui. Espero que esteja gostando da gameplay do jogo e do canal. Já sabe, se estiver gostando, dá aquela curtida. Não for inscrito, se inscrevam. Até a próxima, logo logo voltaremos com um novo capítulo da nossa saga do Alan Wake 2. Esse jogo magnífico. Isso aí. Falou, tchau, tchau. Até a próxima. Valeu!